Alright, so we are looking at the Zerg. This is a diamond level Zerg versus Protoss. Let's see what happens. Sorry, I had a hell of a week and haven't been uploading many videos lately. My son and my wife were both sick, and I had to have a tooth pulled from the dentist, which, for anyone who hasn't had the pleasure, absolutely sucks. Okay, so we're doing a weird build. So I'm going to point this out right now. If we're going to go for like a 14 pool or something, typically we don't get the Overlord that fast. It's like we drone, 2 drones, 14, we get the pool, we'd make another drone to go up to 14, then we can make the Overlord. By doing it this way, we've just delayed our pool essentially, which is, if we're going to get it early, that's kind of the point of it. This is different. First off, you're doing an aggressive build that's done incorrectly, that really you did damage to yourself, and now you scout this. Thankfully your pool is done, but you know what, actually I don't even think, I think you should have time to get the lings out and stop these. But if you had your pool down properly, if you're going to do it early, this would have been like not even an issue. You would have canceled those because there would have been no chance. So, I mean, at least we're wasting his money. No, just get the cannon. Don't worry about the probe. Oh, no. So we do at least have vision that he's putting cannons in our main, which is right beside our spawning pool, which is the bigger threat right now. So realistically, this is a threat, yes. But we know that the Protoss is on 1 base. Why? Because he's doing this, and because we have confirmation. What is the biggest threat to us right now? Losing our production. If this spawning pool goes down, we are fucked. Because we can't make queens, we can't make spines, we can't make spores. Roaches are good, roaches are solid, but queens are going to be solid. They're going to be way better for this situation. We just need to prevent this. We can cancel this. It doesn't matter right now. We're going to lose a couple lings. Yeah. Okay. We could have pulled drones. Our number 1 priority is stopping those cannons from going up in our main, because it's going to affect our spawning pool. What is that? Ignore the zealot, brother. Ignore it. Okay. First off, we could have just canceled the natural, but all of our priority is focused on the natural for some reason. When, fuck, it doesn't matter. This doesn't matter. This does. All we need to do. Honestly, whenever I see a Protoss do this to me, and I see the cannon, I mean, obviously not the double gateways, this is a bit unique. But whenever I see a Protoss starting to cannon rush me, I'll just leave this go until the absolute last second, then cancel it. Because if I do that, the cannon should finish and I've wasted his money. But immediately once I notice the cannons, before I cancel it, I just put down my second gas. I skip a queen, I go immediately into lair and get the Roach Warren, and I Nidus him by like 3:30. And I usually have I don't know an actual statistic, but pretty high win rate. I'd probably say like 80% win rate with it. This is just...
The enemy is attacking your swarm.
We're not really doing anything.
Base under assault. What would Brenda do?
We just lost our spawning pool, and it's going to take us a while to get that back.
Under attack. Panic time.
I just want you to know that if you haven't figured it out by now, the follow-up to almost all Protoss shenanigans is a Stargate. Anytime they do this, just bet 9 times out of 10 it's going to be accurate. A Void Ray is coming. And we don't have a queen, and we don't have a spawning pool to make a queen. So we can't even make a spore. We have nothing that shoots up. Let's keep that in mind.
The space under attack. Did you build it all in the main again? Base under attack. Did you build it all in the main?
Okay. So there's two responses that you can do when you're cannon rushed like this. You can either get 3 Ravagers, break all of the cannons like you're slowly doing, and then behind it you triple expand. So, well, I shouldn't ignore triple. I meant to say double. I don't know why I said triple. So this is assuming this goes down, right? So we get the 3 Ravagers, we break out of the cannon contain, and we expand once, then we expand twice, and we can go into a normal macro game. Or we can go all in. Now, your playstyle is completely up to you. I'm an aggressive dick. I love going all in. But we know that our Protoss opponent is not really doing much of anything. He's putting up more cannons. He doesn't even have any tech, really. He's got these 2 gateways. Like nothing. He hasn't expanded. We're in a fantastic position. How are we going to mess this up is what I'm considering. Because this is your game to lose, brother. You've got this. This was handled incredibly sloppy, but it doesn't matter because a win's a win. We can absolutely tighten this up, but a win's a win. We're going across the map. As long as we protect these Ravagers and we don't lose them for no good reason, we'll be okay. So we see that he's putting up spines and batteries. There's the Stargate. Remember what I said. It's always followed up by some douche tech. So we're figuring out incredibly slowly that, hey, this is what's going on. Our units are across the map. We don't really have the ability to walk all the way back and deal with this in time. So we're pretty much forced into going up the ramp and trying to deal with his economy. Behind it, we have a spawning pool done. What I want to see... We don't know it's Stargate yet because this is your vision. But we need to figure out what's behind this because they're not just going to put cannons and batteries without a tech for some reason. Like the battery is the tell-all that there is a tech either here or here. So we need to figure it out. But 9 times out of 10, you're always safe to assume it's Stargate. With the cannon contain, it can be Robo a lot of the times because Robo shield battery is a thing, but... With the void rate changes, it's a lot more common that you'll see voids. So we need to figure out what the tech is, and we need to respond properly. Again, we don't have time to go all the way back with our units. We're kind of forced into this position.
You engage the enemy. On purpose?
Okay. So, again... We know our opponent is all in. We know he is. We know he's on 1 base. So don't be afraid to just spend everything and go all in yourself on defense because our only objective to win this game is to hold whatever he's throwing. So look how much gas we have. 311. Do we really need that much gas right now? No. So pull these drones off, make some spores, make some spines. If our opponent is super all in, like it's 5 minutes, like he is so all in, do what you need to do, whatever means possible to win the game. And here comes the void. Now, thankfully we got the recall. That's actually huge in our favor. Look, he doesn't even have enough money to make another void other than this one. So he's going to have 2 voids. He can't even make a probe. He only has 1 probe left on the map, and where is it? Over here. He doesn't have recall available. So these 2 void rays are it. Unless he can somehow get this probe all the way back. Like, even if he did, it's going to be a solid minute and a half before he's got more probes even coming. So this is it. We still don't have a queen. Queens are godly. In any situation versus any race, a queen is always beneficial. Why do we not have queens? Oh, don't fight the cannons! No! This is how we're gonna lose the game. We just don't have queens. Like, this is... How do we not have queens? Why do we have a layer? Why are we going Hydralisk Den? It's 2 void rays. We could have had 5 queens by now. Please don't tell us we lose this game. I don't want to see you lose this game. Okay, he recalled the probe. Roachhorn doesn't matter. Nothing matters right now. All we have to do is deal with these voids. Hydras are good, but my god, where are the queens? Thank god we won that. Holy. Your biggest takeaways. Queens. 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 Queens, queens, queens. Queens. Freddie Mercury. Queen. That's all you need. Alright. And since this is a 2-for-1 special, let's just jump right into the second one. There we go. How long is this game? Holy, 33 minutes. Okay, we're gonna be speeding this one up. Okay, pool first. Okay, this is a weird order. Usually if you're gonna go pool first, it's still 17 gas, 17 pool, 17 hatch. You went pool, hatch, gas, which is a little different, but in Diamond it's not the biggest of deals. Okay, pause. This is a lot of lings. I mean, we made 6. What are we hoping to do? I'm assuming what we were hoping to do was get the cancel on the natural, in which case, at this time, the Reaper, if he was going for one, I mean, this is a weird game already, is now got free reign, and we're forced to make lings again, which we don't really want to do. So at least you can send 4 across the map and at least leave 2 home to deal with the Reaper. Yeah. So whenever we do the Roach Rush, you'll see a lot of the times they'll send just 2 lings across the map because it's enough to, 1, cancel the natural, or at least delay the natural by killing SCV, and 2, it's enough that all the Reaper needs to see is a ling going across the map that early, and that Reaper's turning right around. That's kind of the point of it. Okay. Little different. Okay, so first off, we only have 2 Ravagers. If we're gonna do a Ravager bust, the magical number is 3 because it takes 3 to bile down a tank and 3 to bile down a Liberator. So anything that's on top of that ramp, which we already know it's a tank, we're just going to take free damage to because we won't be able to kill it with our biles, and if he's quick, he'll be able to repair it every time, so we're just going to throw away our units. We just need 1 more Ravager, brother. Just 1 more. And we're going to lose a Ravager. Where was that shot going? Okay, so let's pause. He has a tank on the high ground. Now he's going for a battle cruiser. I was going to say 9 times out of 10, whatever you're going to like play against Terrans that are half decent, their response is going to be initially like a Cyclone so they can poke away, and then they're just going to go into a Banshee because they'll be able to micro that Banshee for days. Battle cruisers work fine too, except it takes a lot longer to get a battle cruiser out than it does a Banshee because we need to get the fusion core, and he's got 2 SCVs stuck. Jesus Christ. Wow. Okay. So, we've been at least droning behind this, but we have no third in sight, which is quite late. We have no discernible tech other than these roaches, and we don't know what our opponent is doing. I love that we're being aggressive, but we clearly are in a position now where we're not going to get any damage done. So, let's send these units home. You can leave a couple here to pressure. I would absolutely leave a Ling here, and then I would leave another Ling here to see if the medevac's going to move out. But we need to get in there, and we need to scout. So this Overlord needs to sack itself, because we need to see what the hell our opponent is doing. We cannot play in the blind. Actually, I'm working with Nice Username right now, and we're going to put out a video going over like the most common mistakes that people have been making, like Diamond and below. I mean, people make these mistakes in Grandmaster, but we're going to go over all the most common mistakes, and we're going to edit it, and it's going to be, hopefully...
You engage the enemy.
Helpful.
On purpose?
Okay. So, went ahead, get further ahead. I love it. But there's always a limit. There's a risk. If we contain our opponent on 1 base and we're on 3 and we have 50 drones, awesome. We're way ahead. We don't need to go up to 70 drones when our opponent's still on 1 base. We need to get units, because that motherfucker is going to come for us. And all of a sudden, our 70 drones don't fight that well against his army. So we're decently ahead. We now need to start thinking about the counterattack that's going to be coming our way. We still don't even know what that counterattack's going to be. All we can see is this expansion. Like, we've got no information, and it's 5 minutes in. That battlecruiser is about to pop, and complete. We don't even have a score.
The enemy is attacking your swarm.
Here it comes. Here comes the cattle bruiser. It's just... How many kills is this thing to get? There go both the queens. Hydralisks are just not a great answer for this. They're just not. Sure, enough Hydralisks will deal with 1 or 2 battlecruisers, but it's... When you see a battlecruiser, it's going to be a handful of things, but the most common thing is going to be either 1 battlecruiser into bio, 1 battlecruiser into mech, or 3 battlecruiser into mech. It could even be 3 battlecruiser into bio, but it's always going to be typically 1 or 3 battlecruisers. And seeing the battlecruiser doesn't really give you enough information as to what's going to happen beyond that. Hydralisks are just not the answer we're looking for, especially because that battlecruiser is just going to keep going into the dead space up here where Hydras can't attack it. It'll come back in, it'll teleport in and out, yada, yada, yada. We need a Spire. We absolutely just need a Spire. We don't need to go ham on the Corruptors unless we know our opponent's only making battlecruisers, but we need a handful of Corruptors, like 8 to 10 Corruptors, because we need to force that thing back home. Hydralisks are just not the answer.
The swarm is threatened.
Okay, so we get a little bit of counterattack damage. We're going to take a couple tank shots here.
Oh, your brood is under attack.
So we're already going for inferior composition. Yeah, he picks off a Hydralisk 2 on the way out. That battlecruiser got a lot of value done. Like 12 drones, a Hydralisk, 3 queens. That's a good amount of value, brother. So what do we have in production?
Evolution complete.
Single Evo chamber. We're going for a ranged attack. No Spire on the way.
All done evolving. For now, mind out of that cluster. Panic time. Nice. Mutation done. You can run faster. Your base is under attack. Queen's all done. You're all lined.
So because this is a long game, I'm just speeding it up. We now see multiple battlecruisers. Are we still confident with our Hydralisk play? I don't know if it's the right answer, my man. It's because it's not. So we need to go into Spire and we need to get into it faster. We need to scout because we still don't even know if our opponent's going mech or bio. That's a problem. Now he's going into mech, so Hydralisks aren't the worst unit versus mech, but we have no idea. Say this is bio and we've made 30 Hydralisks. Good luck, man. Good luck. Like we don't have any information. And we're just playing in the blind. Like, I'll give you credit. You're at least picking a path and sticking with it.
Mineral patch is gone,
But
and it's
we're
not
playing
coming
completely
back.
blind. We're not playing reactive. We're
A new queen
playing.
is ready.
We're just playing in the blind. This is single player, man. This is like we're playing a campaign mission. We have absolutely no
Brood,
concern what
under
our
attack.
opponent's doing.
Panic
And if
time.
we're gonna play a macro style of Zerg, I know we
Your
went for an
Zerg
aggressive
have
opener,
evolved.
but if we're gonna continue to play the game, we need to at least keep tabs on what our opponent's doing. Zerg more so than anyone. Protoss can pretty much go charge out Immortal Archon for every matchup, and they should be fine most of the time. I mean, obviously there's always going to be niches, but charge out Immortal Archon is always, always, always solid. Terran can always go Marine Marauder Medevac. It's always, always, always solid. Zerg doesn't have that luxury. Ling Bane is awesome, but versus mech, even though it can work, it's not efficient, and you're going to lose all of your money. But going Roach Hydra, while it's better versus mech, is not nearly as efficient versus bio, and we're going to lose a lot of money. So we absolutely need to see what our opponent's doing. Breaking down the rocks, I like that. Our creep spread's
A
not
new queen is
bad.
ready.
Injects are at least going up. Like,
You took all the minerals from that cluster, you thief.
okay. So this is kind of like a dead giveaway to me, at least. We see double sensor tower. Now, we haven't scouted. We still don't know this is bio or mech. But 9 times out of 10, when I see double sensor tower in a Zerg versus Terran like this timing and everything, and the only thing he's attacked me with is a couple battle cruisers, I know this is turtle mech. This is just the most common thing. Now, it's not 100%, but this is usually turtle mech. So when you see these sensor towers going down, our number one concern needs to be taking the map. How do we beat a turtleneck player? Well, breaking them is going to be incredibly hard, and it's not always cost efficient. Even if we do break a good chunk of their army and defenses, we're going to use a lot of our resources to do that. So one of the easiest ways to beat mech is the slow war of attrition. Look at all the bases on this map. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 bases. 8 per player. What happens if you get 9 and he gets 7? You've got more money. You can be a little bit more reckless. What happens if you get 10 and you get 6? You can be even a little bit more reckless. And we just bleed him out. We can't go even, though. We need to get more resources in the Terran. Because, 1, he can repair his units, which just gives him infinite value, and it only costs 1/4 of the unit cost to repair a unit. So it's always better to repair your unit than it is to make a new one. And 2, the units he's going to make are typically the units he's going to use for the rest of the game. He's not going to transition. He's going to get a ton of siege tanks. He's going to get a ton of Thors. He's going to get some battle cruisers and whatever he decides to go into. But that's going to be his comp. Whereas our units, we don't want all these roaches and hydralisks in about 10 minutes from now. We don't. So we need to get on the map. We need to get as many resources as possible, because while he's going to be repairing and staying on that army comp, we're going to have to tech switch a little bit here and there, and we're going to have to continuously reproduce units. So we need to get all of the resources the map has to offer. Also, we still don't know it's mech, but lurkers versus mech, no. We also need to get double evo. We need to get Carapace faster. Carapace is incredibly important.
Your brood is under attack.
Okay, so we see a clusterfuck of battle cruisers, and we still don't have a spire. We're going for lurker upgrades. Do lurkers shoot up? Think about that.
Your swarm is now bigger and broodier.
Okay, so we're only on 73 drones. I don't like that. When I say the war of attrition and we need to mine out the map, be greedy. Be a greedy boy. He's clearly not doing that much harassment to you. He's just flying around with the clusterfuck of battle cruisers. We need to go up to like 90 to 100 drones. We need to mine out the map and prevent him from getting it. We're about to lose a lot of units to 4 Widow Mines. Look at the loss difference already. Now, Zerg's always going to have more losses than their opponent 9 times out of 10 for every game, but We're losing a lot. Now that's a nice pick-off. We picked off the planetary. That's good. This is solid. Okay, so thankfully our Terran opponent's very late to the game on his upgrades. Like, he should already have 2-2 done and be pushing
Mineral
on the
field
map
evolution
and be
complete.
maxed. His
You engage
upgrades
the
are
enemy.
very late. Now,
On
the scary moment of mech is the 2-2 push. The 2-2 is the death ball. When they move out with
Crypt tumor
2-2,
under
oh
attack.
my god, at
There's a notification.
14:30, we say, okay, look at this clusterfuck of cattle bruisers. There is 6. Maybe now I should get a Spire. Fuck it, let's get 2, right? We're so late. We're banking so much money. We're not maxed out. We're not trading. We did get a planetary, which was nice. We did pick off a little bit. But in the long run, how much did that really hurt him? Not a ton. And we're playing so passively.
All done evolving.
This is exactly what a Turtle Terran wants. He wants you to stay at home, not take over the map, and just let him do his thing, which is exactly what you're doing.
Mineral field
So,
depleted.
we lost an absolute fuck ton to those cattle bruisers.
The swarm is threatened.
We're down to 53 drones. We're losing Hydralisks.
Base under attack. Hide your queens. Hide your hives. Mutation finished.
I've never heard the winter voice back before. It sounds like he's going for some sort of ASMR.
Your extractor is out of
YouTube
gas.
thing.
But no problem.
Hide your
Those
queens.
queens won't off minerals. They're attacking your creep tube.
Alright,
The
so
enemy is attacking your swarm.
we have had our hive done for quite a while now. Our hive was not badly timed. Like, it was good. We still only have 1 Evo, which is driving me nuts, but we went double Spire. What is the #1 unit we need to deal with mech? Vipers are pretty much our only shot in hell of getting any sort of efficient trades. Why? Blinding Cloud ruins tanks, and Yoink is unbelievable. We can just yoink a battlecruiser into a handful of corruptors and it's dead. Yoink a couple tanks, yoink a couple Thors. We need Vipers. There's absolutely no way at this stage in the game that you can beat a mech player unless they royally fuck up without Vipers. It's just not going to happen. You can absolutely bust a mech player earlier on, but we're getting too late into the game. And unless you had all the resources and you consumed the entire map, and you were able to play super recklessly, which we clearly aren't, we're just not going to beat this player without
Your brood
Vipers.
is under attack.
Okay, so we're coming in. I mean, not a bad spread. We're going to pick all this off. This is okay. Okay, so that actually ended up being a good fight. We're a little bit greedy. If it was up to me, here's what I'm thinking. So let's fast forward again to that fight. Now, we got really lucky with this fight. It went really well for us. Pause. Snipe this battlecruiser and send these Hydralisks home. Let's conserve. This is a Turtle Terran. Going any further, we're just going to be throwing away our units because we had enough units to deal with that. And we did so very well. But we don't have enough to continue pushing. So let's save what we have. Because right now, that was a fantastic trade. Except, we get greedy, we push forward, and we lose absolutely everything. We went from 11,000 losses to 14,000 losses.
Mineral field. Our SC command center upgrade complete.
What do you need to beat this comp? Realistically, Roach, Corruptor, Viper. Should be that simple, honestly.
Mineral field depleted. Our SCV's command center upgrade complete.
He doesn't even have
Mineral
ground
field
weapons.
depleted.
Like, he's got +2 air weapons and +1 armor.
Mineral
And
field
it's not
depleted.
coming either. But we only have +1 carapace. So we're not taking effective trades either. Both of us are really screwing up our upgrades here.
Your forces are under attack.
SCV ready.
Creep tumors. The enemy is attacking your swarm.
So I don't like how aggressive we're being. We're nowhere near maxed. We don't have a giant bank anymore. We've killed a big chunk of his army. Why are we throwing away our units like this? Like, what value are we getting? When you kill a mech player's army, it's going to take them quite a while to get it back. So that gives us all the opportunity in the world to literally take every goddamn base. Fuck it. Screw the sensor tower. Put it there. Who cares if we don't get any mining done from it? Consume the bait, consume the map, get everything creeped, take every goddamn base, and mine as much as you can. Don't throw away your units like this, because this is death by 1,000 cuts. We're just throwing away our units. We're not really mining all that much if you look at the income. Like, yeah, we're ahead, but not by like a mile. And all the money that we should be banking, it's going into these shitty, like, we don't need 15 roaches right now. We could have just made a shit ton, like, we're under almost no pressure. We just need a couple more corruptors to deal with the cattle bruisers. We could have made a huge round of drones if we didn't throw away all our units. But now that we don't have any units, we are kind of forced into making these shitty roaches. Like, we don't really want roaches right now, but...
You took all the minerals from that cluster, you thief.
What are we doing upgrades, brother? Okay, we're missing injects. Our macro's definitely starting to fall apart here. I can see as we're getting into the late game, like, look, we don't even have this gas geyser again. As we get into the late game, we're starting to, our multitasking's starting to tax us. And I can get that. I absolutely can get that. It takes a while, and there's a lot to do.
Out of that cluster. And still in the game? Nice.
Like, we're going 15 hydralisks.
A mineral field has been depleted.
We have 0 spellcasters.
Mined out of that cluster. Still in the game?
So, I'm going to fast forward this pretty much to the end because I want to make a clear point. One, this game's incredibly long. And 2, we've already lost because we're not doing anything to stop this Turtle Terran. We're doing exactly what he wants. We're playing into his hand. So the key points I want you to take away. We absolutely need, when our opponent's turtling, to take the map. We need to creep everything. We need to mine out. We need to go to a lot of drones. We basically just need to be greedy. When we trade and win versus mech, and we still have units left over, don't be greedy and push forward. We didn't kill him. We killed a good chunk of his army. So we threw away so much for free. And then we were forced to make shitty units. And then we were forced to make even more shitty units because we kept attacking for some reason. We're not under any threat. And then the biggest takeaway too, Vipers. We just need them. And I know we don't make them.
Nice.
So let's play this game out.
Is stopped.
I'm sure you lose this game, unfortunately.
You're all mined out of that purpose. Mineral patch is gone. And it's not coming back. You took all the minerals from that cluster, you thief.
So, it is now 21 minutes in game. Even though we know he's going mech, we still don't have confirmation. We have no idea. We have never scouted his main. This is Fog of War that has been scouted in the past. This is Fog of War that has never been scouted. We can't be playing blind.
Brood under attack. Panic time. Extractor depleted. Mutation complete. You took all
we still only have +1 carapace. We're finally getting +2.
Under attack. You engage the enemy in the main. You're all mined out of that mineral field. Mutation finished. Mineral patch is gone. And it's not going. You mined out the gas of that geyser. Get off our slime.
Okay, mid fast forward pause. Look at the losses. We are bleeding out. Look at the bank. Not much left. This is exactly what he wants.
Your precious mineral field has been depleted.
And because we don't have Vipers, we're never getting an efficient trade.
Nice. The enemy is attacking.
And death by 1,000 cuts is slowly kicking in. We're taking over the map, but it's a little too late now.
You took all the minerals from that cluster. Your Zerg have evolved. The swarm is threatened. Base under assault.
We get on top of the production.
Brood
That's nice.
under attack. Base under attack. Time. Did you build it all in the main again?
We don't have our air units on a separate hotkey. I can tell that.
The swarm. You're all mined out of that mineral field. Mineral field depleted.
Okay.
Mined out of that cluster. And still in...
Second mid fast forward pause. We've done a lot of damage to him, but we've taken more.
Again? Brood under attack. That's a time. Mutation done. You can run. The enemy is attacking your swarm. A mineral field has been depleted. Base under attack. You engage the enemy. Hide your hives. On purpose?
I mean, we're actually
your brood is under attack.
Somehow bringing this back. This is so sloppy, but on both players' ends. Remember when I said earlier that you wouldn't beat a mech player at this time without Vipers unless he royally fucks up because it's
your
on
base
him?
is under attack.
I still don't know if we're gonna win, but it's still not looking good. But we're getting good trades. We could have just won that, honestly. We could have just killed the tanks.
Mineral field depleted.
So what do we have left right now?
You took all the minerals
We
from
have
that
26
cluster,
Hydralisks and 7 Roaches. What does he have left? 4 tanks, 6 cattle bruisers. Did we actually win this game? Like, we could absolutely
Queen's all done.
What we have.
Good choice.
Oh, no cancel.
Mineral patch is gone, and it's not coming.
Holy shit, we won.
Your brood
Holy
is
shit,
under
we
attacking
won.
your creep tumor.
I can't believe we won.
The enemy is attacking your swarm.
Well done. The tenacity to stay in the game and just keep pushing. Seriously, good job.
You engage the enemy.
I just want to see the victory screen before I...
Brood under attack. Panic time.
What a douche.
I've never seen this screen before. Wow.
Holy shit. We lost 198 Hydralisks. 198 of them. We need to be greedier versus mech, and we need to use Vipers. I cannot believe you beat that Terran player. Very well done. A win's a win, and a win is a win. Doesn't matter how shitty and sloppy it was, a win's a win. But for the future, we can tighten that up. I hope this helped. Good luck, have fun.